Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, softball coach from New Hampshire accused of trying to solicitate child via social media. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Jennifer Crompton.
An aim of the Nashua Police Department's Computer Forensic Unit is to intercept child predators online. A detective's post on a social media platform a week ago, posing as a teenage girl, led to 2 arrests, one of them a softball coach with local ties.
Both subjects that were arrested yesterday traveled to the city of Nashua with the intention of meeting with what was known to them to be a 15-year-old female.
Police took 63-year-old Jean Yazbek of Norwood, Mass. into custody at about 3:45 yesterday, and at 5:15 arrested 59-year-old Michael Sobey of Pelham. They're both charged with certain uses of computer services prohibited, a felony that carries up to 7 years in prison.
In these 2 cases, there was an indication that there was going to be potentially some sexual contact.
Sobey coached girls varsity softball at Lexington Christian Academy in Massachusetts last spring. And the superintendent of the Litchfield School District confirms he was also a varsity softball coach at Campbell High School and an assistant boys JV basketball coach from 2012 to the spring of 16. An email has been sent informing parents of his arrest, noting that they have no information that Sobey was engaged in any of the alleged activities in his tenure there. Police with this message.
If there's any concerns about inappropriate contact or things that may have raised your suspicion prior to, but maybe you dismissed it, to please reach out to the Nashua Police Department or your local department so that we can look into it.
Sobey has ties to other softball organizations in the region, and News 9 has learned that at least one of them has cut ties since his arrest. Live in Nashua, Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. National Grid expects to restore gas service to Warburn homes by Thursday. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Is hip or knee pain slowing you down? I'm Dr. Jake Drew, an orthopedic surgeon at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Learn about the advances in joint replacement surgery and find out why younger people are now having the procedure at wcvb.com/health.
One step at a time. We'll ensure that the avenues of communication are open, and we're all well aware of how the whole issue is being mitigated. To that degree, I also want to mention the importance of the citizens of Woburn, that if they do smell gas in their homes, the importance to call 911 and get us out to the location to do what we're trained to do. I just want to make sure that that point is made and everybody understands this, because the issue with the department is just to make sure that all the citizens of Woburn are safe, they understand the process, the way it's going through, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to call the station, or the City Hall will be glad to answer any questions that they may have. So at that point, if anybody doesn't have any questions, I'd like to hand it over to the National Grid rep. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you very much for that reminder. It is really important, if anyone smells gas, whether you're in Woburn or any other town in the Commonwealth, you should always exit your home first and then dial 911. So thank you for that reminder. And thanks again to the City of Woburn, where the mayor and the chiefs have been unbelievable partners in helping us quickly restore gas to our customers. So I do want to say thank you again to our customers in Woburn for their patience that they have been shown through this time. I very much appreciate it, and I'm going to apologize again for the fact that we're even putting you through this inconvenience. It wasn't our intent. I have a brief update from what I gave you all at noon. We're basically executing on the plan that I discussed at the time. So we're slowly reassessing the system, reintroducing gas in small increments along the way. I think I described to you earlier, we're not going to fill the network up all at once. We're going to take our time and do it slowly. We'll add gas back to the network, then we'll take a pause.
Okay, and there you go on some of that press conference. If you want to watch that whole press conference, we will have the link of the video on the Riley King Network Facebook page. And again, gas service will be restored by Thursday. Rumford Mill receives $111 million investment, creating 50 new jobs. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Jim Keithley.
Breathing new life into an old mill town. $6 million revitalization project underway downtown, just part of the rebirth of this small western Maine town. Word today, the new owners of the Rumford Mill, ND Paper, pumping $111 million into the mill.
This is huge for the town, for the surrounding communities.
A big chunk of the money invested will include the construction of a recycled pulp facility, collecting scrap paper that would otherwise be destined for the landfills and incinerators, instead pulp into bales and reused. This will add 50 new jobs over the next 2 years, bringing a total workforce to 700. ND Paper says it's committed to Rumford because this mill is like no other. Local officials say they've seen many owners over the years.
They're not your typical investment firm, and that's where some of the paper mills have had issues because they've been bought up by investment firms who have gone in and peeled off profitable portions.
And it has an economic ripple effect for local businesses like the Good Karma Cafe, which opened 2.5 years ago.
So we really are excited and think that this will certainly benefit us and benefit businesses downtown, especially with the construction going on down here, the new sidewalks, the hotel that's going in here, all these things together. We feel like for us it was the right time to start a business in Rumford.
ND Paper is based out of Chicago. A spokesperson said this today: "We want this mill to be here for another 100 years," adding, quote, "not just to survive, but to thrive, and these investments will help us get there." In Rumford, Jim Keithley, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Tuesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for you right now. Your Dow Joe Industrial Average closed in, the red went down. Your Nasdaq closed in, the green went up. S&P 500 closed in, the red went down. Gold closed in, the green went up. Oil closed in, the red went down. U.S. 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and went up. S&P 500 notches 4-day losing streak in volatile session as rates hit multi-year highs. Stocks fell on Tuesday after a choppy session as investors grappled with rising U.S. interest rates. Florida braces for monster hurricane. We haven't seen anything like this in decades. Hurricane Michael has been upgraded to a Category 3 storm as it closes in on Florida Panhandle. Michael is forecast to make landfall as a monstrous Category 3 storm with a dangerous storm surge of up to 12 feet, officials said. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.